Welcome to ITL Trainer Talk. Today we're speaking to Paul Beckwith of Apex Athletic Performance in Columbia, South Carolina. Former All-SEC offensive lineman at South Carolina, Paul also worked at his alma mater after graduation as an assistant strength coach. Today he heads Apex Athletic Performance's Combine Prep program and works extensively with several Gamecocks. But he's more than just a football guy. Paul has trained over 20 current or former pro athletes from the NFL, MLB, MLS, PGA, and U.S. Olympic weightlifting. Apex offers skills camps and instruction for several sports and athletes in high school and college, but it's in Combine Prep where the facility truly shines. Through Apex's relationship with Palmetto Health USC Orthopedic Center, Paul's facility offers a place for healing as well as improving strength, flexibility, and explosiveness. That goes for any player, no matter what position he plays or what school he came from. Paul, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Great. How about you on this cold, dreary day here in Columbia, South Carolina?
Okay, perfect, man.
Good.
All right. So first question, you have an incredibly strong background at South Carolina and a close association with the program there. Strong SEC school. Yeah. How does that benefit you in the Combine Prep arena, Paul?
Well, it gives us an open door to build relationships with guys that are closely related to our program, as well as having some close ties to the university. Our orthopedists cover, a lot of schools in the area. We cover South Carolina, we cover South Carolina State, we cover Newberry College, as well as all the high schools that are around here. So
sure.
We have a lot of ties in the community that we see athletes from all different sports, not just football, but mostly guys that either get injured or guys that have come through our program, that through our high school, that go on, and whether they go to South Carolina or they go to Clemson or they go to Newberry College or South Carolina State or they go to Florida, Georgia, you name it. We have somewhat of a lineage that we've carried on through these kids that we've helped with.
Mm-hmm.
So, our background is we're a medical facility directed by a large group of orthopedists that cover all these injuries as well as all these teams. And so with that comes a background in medical-driven and evidence-based science where athletes can not only get better, but they can get a deeper understanding of how physiology and it works and applies to their sport.
Okay. Yeah. Now, obviously, you just referenced the fact that y'all have deep ties in the medical field. Yeah. It's more than just training for y'all. You've got relationship with the hospital. It's all very integrated.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we know the hard work in the gym and healing and regeneration are critical to Combine Prep. All those are important. But how much of a difference can the right nutrition really make in a player's pro day performance? I mean, is what they eat, what an athlete eats, really essential to that as well?
Well, how I explain it to the guys that are living and dying in the weight room is that, guys, look at how much time you're spending in the weight room compared to the rest of the time that you're not. If you look at it in the scope of, athletes are coming and training an hour, 2 hours. Combine guys may spend up to 4.5 hours in a day in their training facility. Well, it's 24 hours in a day. And the bigger piece of that is what we're doing with our athletes is we're tearing down our body and our muscles. And what happens is if you're not eating the right amount of calories, if you're not eating the appropriate amount of macronutrient balance, then you're going to miss the boat. You're still going to get better, but at what extent? For our Combine program, it's 8 weeks, sometimes 10 to 12 if you take out the guys that aren't going to senior bowls or bowl games. We got a rehab from the long season. Some guys are coming in banged up. Some guys are just coming off of just being mentally fatigued and drained. What are we doing? Well, the great thing about our program is that we have a certified, nutritionist who is, the CSSD, she handles all that from meal prep to nutritional coaching to, being on the road. When you're done with our program, she tries to build a foundation with these guys to understand, not only are we not taking care of you right now, but we're giving you a toolbox to take with you on your journey through your whole process of being in the NFL. So, she's in contact with current NFL nutritionists with teams. She talks back and forth daily with those guys to see if there's any new ways of doing things out there for their guys, supplement protocols, any type of nutritional protocols that they may have for different guys at different positions. Not everybody is built the same way. Everybody has different anthropology. You're not going to feed an offensive lineman the same way you would a defensive back, vice versa the same way. So to answer your question, nutrition is pretty much one of the top key important things we have to take note of.
Okay.
So, but yeah, nutrition is very, very important.
Sure. Okay. All right. Now for the really tough question, Paul. Who's the favorite player you work with in all your years training, working in combine prep, working maybe even with other athletes in other sports? Who's the one player that really sticks out in your mind, who maybe not your favorite player, but the player you really connected with, you saw results from them, you felt like you really got a rewarding sense just from working with them, I guess?
Last year I had 4 guys that came through our program, and of those 4, all of them made it. But being one that was from my alma mater, South Carolina, Taylor Stallworth, a defensive tackle that was a highly touted guy coming out of high school. And his junior year, I think his preseason junior year, it was at the end of the summer. They were training and testing, and he went for about 500 pounds on the bench press, and he actually tore his pec. And so ever since then, I didn't really understand when he came into our program. He fit the mold. On the hoof, he looked great. Fit. He was huge, he was strong, and can move well, bend well, and do all those great things. But when we did our pre-assessment before we got started in our combine training, he could barely get 225 for a single rep. And I kept asking my questions, what's going on here? He's like, well, yeah, when my junior year, I tore my pec, and we went back and we started doing modification, training at the school and block training and stuff like that. And so I never really got a chance to really do a full depth bench press. And I was like, okay, so you're defensive top, you're interior defensive lineman. Bench press is going to be one of the big things that we're going to look at for is your power rating. And he's like, yeah. So that whole process, over the 8 weeks that I had him, the first 2 weeks we were doing a lot of prehab, getting that tissue to be able to take on the stresses of being able to do the bench press rep. And through that whole process, he added up to 15 reps to his bench press. And so at the combine, he tested out at 19 reps. When he started, he couldn't even do maybe even 2.
Wow. So
over that time period, that was my biggest challenge. And yet at the same time, my biggest achievement working with a current NFL guy. So now he's playing with the Saints, having a great year so far. Yeah. I think he's going to be, if they keep playing the way they're playing, they might be in the big Super Bowl. So that'd be great.
That would be an incredible testament to what you were able to do and be able to help him with if he can win a Super Bowl in his rookie year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Undrafted even,
Yeah, he went undrafted, and, we got him ready for the combine, and his agent and I were talking back and forth daily and, just kind of fill him in. And, he kept talking to me. He said, how's he going to do? How's he going to do? I was like, well, he's going to do what he's going to do, but he's going to show up and he's going to give everything he's got. And, he did. He tested out and he did well. But, as with everything, those 4 days up in Indianapolis is a monster. With interviews and medical. I think he said he was in the MRI machine literally for like 6 hours.
I believe it.
So it's, these guys coming in for the biggest interview in their life, and they're thinking that, I just got to show up and make sure I look good and stuff like that. I was like, brother, these teams are about to invest millions and millions and millions of dollars. You think they're just going to put you in there and showcase you off like that? No, they're going to test you mentally, physically, to the brink of extinction. They're going to try to figure out what's going to make you tick and blow up, if there ever is one. And for him, it was, we were talking, and he's like, so if you ever get a chance, let's meet up and have, just kind of refresh while I was up there with him. And he was like, all right, I'll try to. And not once were we able to connect, because when we were up there in Indianapolis, he was like, look, they got me going here, there, and yonder.
Every second.
I get back to my hotel room. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got a phone call waiting on me from this guy from San Fran. He's like, we're supposed to have a meeting today and you're not here. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I had to put my stuff back on and haul butt back to go meet him. He's like, okay, good. So just a lot of the mind games that go on at the combine is one of those great things about that process. And
hey, it worked out. It's a happy ending. Could be an incredible happy ending if they go all the way to Atlanta this year.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun event. Hopefully, he'll go and I'll get to be able to go over there and see him play. So it'll be good.
Yeah, I get it, man. All right, so Paul, what's the best way for an agent or a player or anyone else to learn more about Apex?
One is our phone number. Two is we're going to be finishing up our booklet for our program to get a better understanding. We'll be able to email out a digital booklet to send those out to everyone, as well as that information. And it'll have our contact information on it. It'll have our phone numbers, and I can give you my direct line. So you can call 803-479-6966. That's my direct number. But if there's ever any information or anything that anybody needs, we're located right here in the heart of South Carolina. We have 2 different locations. I have a downtown location, our Lexington location, which actually is open now, but our grand opening is December 1st. So it's all kind of stuff, the bells and whistles. So from contrast bath pools to underwater treadmills to therapy, medical, all that good stuff. So, and then our downtown locations where our bread and butters will be at. We have a indoor field and all the equipment that we need to get all that.
Well, give us the website one more time.
It's apexathleticperformance.com.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, Paul, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for being part of the ITL family, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
See ya.